hello, welcome back. Your sanctuary for your 80s and 90s movie reviews. I'm Carl.
I'm Nicky.
Together we are brother. Correspondence first before we check what's in the VCR.
Yes. So follow us on Twitter at B2BMoviePod or email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com or check us out on YouTube for a video version of the podcast for people that want something that's not so easy on the eyes. Brother to brother 80s and 90s movie podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can be the first to know when a podcast has gone live.
Well done, you got it right.
I normally do the email first, so I'm a bit annoyed I didn't. But anyway,
that's alright. What is in the VCR today?
In the VCR today, Carl, is Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, Wes Craven, 91-minute special.
Class. Wes Craven, obviously famous for horror.
Aye. I thought when I said Wes Craven, you were going to go, Wesley!
Wesley! No, not the day. Famous for the impressions that all sound like, what's he called off Roadhouse?
Dalton.
No, Wesley. What's he called? Brad Wesley.
Brad Wesley.
Aye. Class. Nightmare on Elm Street, class film. What year?
1984. 1984.
Not the year you were born?
Not the year I was born.
Oh, that's good.
Not the year you were born. That's good.
So I was two.
You were two. It was another 3 years before I was even a thought.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger, mate. Like he's like one of the most infamous horror like genre like guys in it. Do you know what I mean? Like Freddy Krueger. Like everyone, doesn't matter if you're young or old, knows who Freddy Krueger is. Do you know what I mean? They know who Michael Myers is. They know who Freddy Krueger is.
Freddy Krueger like terrorized a lot of children's nightmares.
It's funny actually because obviously like watching it as an adult, I was saying to you earlier, like I don't really get it, but actually just as you said that there, like I remember seeing in like not like a joke shop, but like a costume shop, there was like a Freddy Krueger hand, and it was like his face was on the cover, and I remember thinking, Jesus Christ, he looks a bit ropey, like, do you know what I mean? So
well, yeah, put it this way, like I always go to my go-to age 10. I think I was 10 watching this, and I had a lot of movie posters, as I've said in previous podcasts, and my room was full of Freddy posters. Nice. And I didn't realise like I was having nightmares every night. And my old man who didn't live with me like got wind of this, and he came into my room and ripped down all my Freddy posters.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It was like a scene from a film, like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
I hate you. Class. So Nightmare on Elm Street was actually inspired by, a lot of people don't know this, but inspired by true events to a degree. Wes Craven was reading a thing in the newspaper in I think it was Japan, I can't remember where it said now.
That was guy.
There was actually reports of people like dying in the sleep basically, and
you tell us that. That's it's fucking. I was gonna say it's a good story, but not for the people having their
nightmares. Yeah, exactly.
But it just shows you how freaky. Who was it? Wes Craven or Stephen King?
Wes Craven.
Steve
Hawking.
No, because like I wouldn't have them two on mates because they are like big in horror.
Aye, possibly. It's one of them. They would have definitely rubbed shoulders at some point. But there might be one of them kind of things. Like just because you're in the same game doesn't mean you gotta like each other.
True, look at Arnie and Stallone, they hate each other for years, didn't they?
There you go. So they probably did rub shoulders, but 1981 that was going on, and Wes Craven seen it in like the newspaper article and thought, oh, that'd be a kind of flick. Like someone attacking you in your dreams.
It's class, like the likes of him and Stephen King, like how their minds work when they see something. Because that, like Stephen King did a film on the Langoliers, as you were talking about Freddy. I know that, but you ever seen the Langoliers?
I haven't yet. Of course I haven't. I haven't seen anything.
I want to see. I've got it on DVD. It's like one of them films that not many people have seen. You might see it and you'll slag the acting off for sure. Like, but it's a good watch. But I'll get that another time.
Let's get into the acting on this. Heather Langenkamp, Nancy, the main.
I like the name Nancy.
The main protagonist, if you will.
My old nana was called Nancy.
Bless. I know. The main protagonist, if you will. Terrible actor. Or actress, I should say. I think. Like when you look at that IMDb as well, like considering she was the lead in one of the biggest horror movies of all time, or franchises anyway. She was like the main lead. She was essentially the Jamie Lee Curtis of the Nightmare on Elm Street world. Do you know what I mean? Or she could have been. And she was just fucking shocking me. Like, and all of our parts on IMDb was like extra TV, like just TV film or something. Or
yeah.
What the hell's a TV film?
Just out of interest, what deems a bad actress or actor to you?
Someone that just clearly isn't believable.
What, a bit wooden? They're not expressive enough.
Look, when I watch someone film, I don't want to think like I don't want to think about the ability as an actor. Do
Aye.
you know what I mean? I don't.
She was actually making you question, like...
Yeah, because she was on screen, I just thought, oh my god. Like, if I think I can do a better job, then there's something wrong. Do you know what I mean? I've never been acting class in my life, but I honestly feel like...
You could do a job.
I think I could do a job.
As you do with Joey Tribbiani, pulling your testicles.
Yeah. Plucking on the piebs.
Smell the fart out of them.
Aye. Obviously, this film introduced Johnny Depp into the world.
I can't help but think this was like a young Johnny Depp who was yet to be influenced by Hollywood, because I think he's a bit funny in real life. Not that better in real life.
Quirky.
He's just a bit... I don't know.
He is brand new. You can tell he's brand new in this flick, 100%. He plays Glenn Lance, the boyfriend of Nancy,
who gets a bit of a free ride through this film. That's what I was saying.
You were saying he gets a free ride. So what do you mean by that?
He just seems to get it so cushy. The rest are like getting terrorised. Like that Rod.
Rod, he gets tortured, doesn't he?
Rod's like going out with Nancy's mate,
Tina,
nice blonde looking lass, and he seems to get terrorised because he's having to watch her go through like nightmares and all that. But I just feel he gets a free ride and he falls asleep when she's supposed to be keeping watching all that.
Well, that Rod's pretty well at it from the start, and he will get into it like, but he's just the whole film. Like you see, he's up against it, Rod, isn't he?
So opening scene of Freddy is like you just see like
Tina.
What is it? No, that was not the actual. When you see Freddy, you just see like his shoes at the start, and then you see him making his glove.
All right, aye. Oh yeah, like the opening credits.
Just to see him. So he's making his glove there.
He's sharpening his nails, so to speak.
Then you take it from there.
So the opening actual scene is Tina in the boiler room.
Well, having a nightmare.
Well, yeah. You learn that she's having a nightmare, but obviously you don't know at the time.
Oh, that's right, because...
You just see her in the boiler room. Well, in our boiler room, I should say.
She wakes up and she's got like claw marks, yeah.
That's right,
But I'm laughing though, the mum's like horses out, she comes in, she's like, come on honey, it's one thing of the year where you ever cut your nails. Like,
yeah.
Was it you ever cut your nails or you stop dreaming or something like that?
Something ridiculous.
And then you've got the husband of the man, come on, he come back in a sec. Don't you see it? They come back in a sec.
He's like kissing her like in the Bairns room, I thought that. And she's like, fucking wait there 2 minutes, man, Jesus.
I thought they were a bit harsh, and then as soon as they left, she grabs that crucifix.
It's definitely a different time in the 80s, like 100%. But
better time.
So obviously after that scene, that's when you first hear the infamous 1, 2, 3. Unreal. And then that's obviously when you first see Johnny Depp and the main lass. The main lass, Nancy, getting out the car, don't they? And with Tina, because obviously picked her up for school and they drove to school in that convertible.
Aye.
And then that's as well. That's basically when you meet all the characters, because the three of them get out the car and then Rod comes up behind them. Has a bit of a tiff, doesn't he, with Tina?
You get the gist of the character Rod's going to be when he's like, I had a dream last night and I had your name all over it.
Aye.
And she had a funny reply which I can't remember.
Aye. Later on he said that's the second one. Apologies, but aye.
You're alright, Freddy, you're fun at the minute, you.
It's one of them, like when you watch one, you get the horn for the rest kind of thing, but I'm not going to go into it now, like, but...
Freddy Horn?
Freddy Horn,
nothing to do with your last meeting you watched them, like.
Well, yeah, that as well, but we had a bit of correspondence on Twitter, and apologies, I can't remember who it was from, but he said it was, the second one's horrific, like the worst of the lot.
What, Freddy?
Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is the worst one, and I watched it, was fucking bang on the money, like.
It's one of them, like, I've watched all these films, but like, when you're in your 30s now, you forget, do you know what I mean? You forget.
Mate, well, it's one of them, like, I think they hold up. 1 was good, I watched 3 last night and enjoyed that. 2 was horrific.
What, as in?
Just a bad film, mate.
Oh, right.
Wes Craven didn't have anything to do with it, did he?
But you watched 3 Dream Warriors, didn't you?
I watched Dream Warriors last night.
I wouldn't mind watching that one for the nurse scene, like, but we'll get back to that.
For the tatty Bojangles. So that they have a bit cracked up about weird dreams and that.
I'm so hungover.
And at this point as well, you think Tina's going to be the main like girl in the film. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously she was the one in the boiler room, and she's the one telling Nancy about her dream and that. And
true.
So you think Tina's going to be the main player, and then it fast forwards, like obviously past the school days, not relevant, and they're at they've all gone to Tina's house because Tina doesn't want to spend the night by herself.
The man died.
Parents are out of town.
We get to Tina's.
Doesn't want to be at home alone. So basically, I'll have my mates go.
She's freaked out, but she's got the horn for Rod and like.
Well, Rod isn't there at this point. She's like not speaking to him. Apparently, they've had a family.
This is when Johnny Depp. What's he called? The character Johnny Depp.
Glenn.
When he goes on the phone to ring his mum and like acts like you see like he's retro ghetto blaster.
Like a cassette player, ghetto blaster, right? So like what it is, he puts a tape in with the sound effects of like planes and shit going over, and then
he's supposed to be army camp or some shit like that. He's supposed to,
no, he says it at someone's house, but it's really loud or something because he says like, oh, there's someone like fighting outside or something, and that because all the sound effects like backfire,
and they're like giggling,
and the lasses are like pissing themselves laughing in the background. I was a funny little scene that like I thought.
Not long after that's when they hear like a noise in the window or something.
That's right. They hear a noise and then Johnny Depp goes to check it out, doesn't he? And what does he say again? He says something funny there.
Well, something like I'm gonna punch your lights out.
Something like classic 80s style. I should have made a note.
Whoever's there, I'm gonna punch your lights out. Some shit like that.
But just before that, quickly, the girls were on the settee, talking about Freddy and that, well, the dreams, and that's when they realise that they've actually had a dream about the same guy. Because one of them says like fingernails, well, more like finger knives.
Oh,
and then they're like, "Oh fuck me, it's the same guy." Do you know what I mean? And that's when they hear that like.
And I think that what's his name, Johnny Depp says, that's not possible. Like, you can't have the same dream and all that. And
yeah, well, that's a funny thing though, because as far as I'm aware throughout the film, Johnny Depp doesn't have a dream. He doesn't dream of Freddy at all. Or that's what it is.
There you go, free ride.
But Freddy gets him anyway. Oh, spoiler alert, Freddy gets him anyway. Do you know what I mean?
True.
So either hear something outside, and then obviously Glenn's speared by a rod, and he.
I guess from rugby tackle, didn't he?
Aye. But then straight away though, like when they have like a bit of a thing, like in Rod's like a bit shit, and you can see straight away that Johnny Depp's got something about him, like within the acting world. Like straight, I don't know if it's because he's surrounded by horrific actors or actresses, but.
Just stands out.
I thought he stood out, like he does like a sarcastic thing, like goes or something like that, didn't he?
Oh,
aye. And I remember thinking like I'm not questioning his acting ability at all here. He's clearly good. It might just be because I know he's Johnny Depp.
Aye.
Maybe, I don't know. But I think that Nancy fucking had a log.
It's a bit like when I watched Downey Jr. in Weird Science. I was thinking, like, you tell he's ahead of his time in that. Is it just because I think he's fucking Johnny Stark? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Aye.
Johnny Stark.
Aye, you mean. Oh, I had a whistle there. Yeah.
Later.
Aye. Getting wolf whistle by people walking past. Welcome to the world of brother to brother. Wolf. Aye. So then also
he's a big bad wolf. Team Wolf podcast, check it out.
So obviously Tina then obviously hears the noises of not Tina.
Nancy?
Oh no, Tina hears noises outside of the room that she after she's been shagging Rod. And then she hears like.
I love how you eloquently put that for the listeners.
Aye, make sweet love to her boyfriend.
That's better.
It didn't sound like the word make sweet love. You know what I mean? They were like animals.
Yeah, there should have been something hung on the door for sure.
Tying the door.
On the door. Class.
So and then she hears someone whispering Tina.
Oh, what is she?
Aye. No, you see that bit? Well, she hears like bang on the window or something, and then she like looks out and she hears Tina, and then she hears something like Priya hit the window. And then I'm sure she goes out to investigate. She goes and checks it out. Would you dare?
No, I don't know that bit.
No. So obviously Rod's fast asleep, putting snoring his heat off in the bed. She like looks at him and that, and she goes and investigates the sound. I just thought, I'm not a lass, obviously, but if I was, even if I wasn't, well, which I'm not. Is
that the bit like in the meantime, Nancy's in bed next door and is Freddy come through the wall?
Even if I wasn't.
Is that the same time? Or a different time?
I don't know. It might be. No, it's a different time because Freddy's attention is purely on
them.
On Tina.
I can't be two places at once.
And that's it.
Fair
But although we can be in the third one. What was it? Well, no, he wasn't actually. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
So she's getting totally terrorised in this dream.
But just quickly, sorry. So if it was me and I heard noises outside and I heard someone going Nicky, and I was going to check it out, like. I'd wake my lass up. I wouldn't make her come with us, but I would say like wake up because if I'm getting murdered by fucking Freddy Krueger, I want you to be like aware.
I'd wake Arnie up, me.
Oh, Arnie would come with us.
100%
Arnie would come. But Arnie would come with us. Do you know what I mean? That's a difference.
That's Nicky's dog.
Aye, but Arnie can't phone the coppers, can he?
But he can for them though.
Oh no, we can. But that's what I mean though. Like I would make my lass aware that I'm going to see who's shouting, who's whispering Nicky outside. And that's when obviously she actually walks out in the back alley. Like, she doesn't just go out in the back garden.
Oh, class.
Yeah.
Brilliant. This is where she's, like, introduced to Freddy again.
Aye,
Is that...
Because when she first sees him in the boiler room in the opening scene, second she sees him, she wakes.
Aye.
But this time, she sees him, she stays asleep. He's got them longest arms.
Aye, like stitch arms.
So he can, like, scratch both walls. well, one wall because he's only got one clawed hand.
Aye. I think like finding that was.
He chases her.
I think I found that scary as a younger, but when I watched it now, I was like, oh, like you know.
Aye. The long arms.
Aye.
They look too thick.
Aye, it just looks something wrong about it.
Aye.
But again, we're looking at this.
The way he runs as well, though.
We're looking at like 30-year-olds, aren't we?
Aye. If I went to see that at the flicks, it's like an 18-year-old or whatever, to 19. But saying that though, 1989. Well, actually 18, I didn't watch horror films because I only just started seeing her then, so I would probably want to shit all over myself, to be fair. Aye. And then obviously that's when she gets chased.
But he goes like, look at this. And he just chopped his fingers off.
I sliced his finger off, didn't he?
Aye. That's 2 fingers.
Aye, it is 2 fingers.
And then that green pus is like
aye, green pus. Something about green pus like puts you off, doesn't it? Rank.
Aye.
So anyway, so that's when she gets chased and she like wrestles Freddy, which wakes up Rod in the bed, and obviously in her dream she's on like the back porch, I think it is, wrestling Freddy like on the broken table, but obviously because she's screaming and wrestling that, she wakes up Rod, and
Rod's having to watch it.
Rod's like, what the fuck's going on?
He's shit scared, isn't he?
And like the way he sees it, because she's under the blanket, he thinks he can see somebody right wrestling with her. He's like, what the fuck? So he like rips the blankets off her.
It's just her again.
And it's just her like fucking having this berserk fucking dream.
When I watched that scene, I thought this is a berserk scene. Like probably the worst one I've seen so far. But I was just getting flung about and that, and just like blood hanging from her.
Well, she gets pinned down suddenly, and then you just see the 4 like rips go down the front of her, like between her like chebs, right the way down her kite, whoosh, like that. And then so there's just fucking blood everywhere. And then she gets stuck to the wall, and Rod like it's berserk. Like you think it would, like if it was me, and my lass was fucking flopping about like a fish, I would like go and grab her and be like Stacey, like fucking give her a shake or whatever, like fucking slap me in the mouth.
Was you? I've seen what you like with fucking spiders, man.
I mean, you wouldn't. My mind wouldn't click like that though. I wouldn't think she was getting murdered by Freddy Krueger. I would just think, what the fuck's this clown doing? I'm trying to get to sleep. I would give her a shake and grab her. I wouldn't. Like, Roger sits in the corner and just reaching out to her going, Tita! Terrible acting again. Tita! Tita! And then she just fucking dies, flops on the fucking floor.
It sound like them there. Tita! That's funny as fuck.
Exactly. And I'm not getting paid to do it. So I shouldn't sound like him.
No. Get Nicky in the next fucking Elm Street.
Aye, mate, fucking do it. And then obviously, like, what's we know to say here? Aye, Rod pointlessly shouts Tina as she is murdered. That's funny, that, like. So, Rod, obviously, because there's nobody there, confused, because he probably just woke up. Well, he's just woke up, so he's a bit confused. Obviously, you would be confused anyway. She's just been fucking sliding along the ceiling. Like, jumps out the window and chases what he thinks someone must be outside.
Oh, and then he's fucking on the run.
Aye. So, he thinks he's chasing somebody, but he doesn't know who the fuck he's chasing, where he's going. But then, obviously...
Is he in the room when Nancy and Johnny Depp bust in?
Nah.
Well, he's gone.
He's gone.
I couldn't make it try because Johnny Depp walks in, he's fucking like, what's going on? And Nancy's like, nah, that's good acting. She got that bit spot on, she looks just in pure
shock.
There's you, she's just not acting.
That's it, aye. She had lines there. Yeah. But she just forgot them. That's why she looked good. She was like, so obviously, put yourself in their shoes, you know, there's a dead body, blood all over the room, and Rod's jumping out the window. He does look back to rights. You can see why the cop has...
Why did he not stay? Like, he should have stayed.
Because he thinks he's chasing someone.
Oh, right.
That's why he jumped out. He's jumping out the window thinking, like, where's this fucker gone? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, there's no one there because it's Freddy. It was in our dream. So,
from there, is that when Nancy's in the cop shop?
That's when you learn that Nancy's dad's a copper, basically.
He's quite a famous face, isn't he?
He is. John Saxon, I'm sure he's called.
Well done, John Saxon. He's like the lieutenant dad. He's famous for like Enter the Dragon. And he was 3 years ago. That was about. No, it is when I seen his face. I thought he's like a big guy. He's like a famous guy. And when I look through like his film list, he is in like a few things. He's in like. He's still alive.
I don't know. Well, he must be because I didn't see he died.
Aye. But you always think that, don't you? Like, is he gone? Like,
well, because he was of age then, and that was.
That's what I mean.
35 years ago.
So I want to know.
Google it.
I'll switch my phone off. Etiquette,
aye.
Podcast etiquette.
I had a conversation at work the day. One of the lads went to see.
I'm switching it on. I want to know.
Aye. One of the lads went to see. Was it Lion King?
Jesus.
And Neil was like, oh, such and such has gone to see, my supervisor was like, such and such has gone to see Lion King. I said, how do you know that? Oh, he's just Snapchatted it. I said,
oh, Christ.
He's older than me as well, so you think he'd have better etiquette. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them though, you know how like, well.
Check out Cinema Etiquette Podcast, we did.
Aye. It's just, that's like...
Well, actually, it's a quick one, we missed one out, you know. You know, we did like a lot of things about like, about when some people come late to the seat and you're having to go, oh, it's alright.
Oh, right. Well, it's not alright.
It's not alright, you get settled with your beat and that.
Aye.
And they're shuffling through, it's like, oh.
Well, I've always got my little bag in front of us as well, do you know what I mean? So I've got to slide that out the way.
Aye, but I always go, oh no, I need bother, you're right, man, you're right.
Aye. It's one of them as well.
Well, I'm thinking, you sit the fuck down.
That's happened to me, like, not like necessarily halfway through the film, but like 10 minutes in. I'm just like, why are you this late?
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? That's why the good thing about sitting on the back row, like, towards the seats.
Yeah.
You've got loads of leg room.
Is John Saxon dead?
Good for the people listening. That's how Carl Googles things. He just presses the mic and Googles it. So I'm gonna keep on going, mate.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, I'm holding up your podcast.
No, you're not holding up, mate. But while you're doing that, I might as well keep going.
I still die. Still alive. Like doesn't have to be blind. Like 1954 present. Class.
Aye. So that's
how old is John Saxon today? Sorry, I'm not letting this go. 84.
He's 84 years old.
His birthday is on the 5th of August, so
we've just missed it. So this podcast is dedicated to John Saxon.
Aye, happy birthday, John. Happy belated
birthday.
Steve Martin's birthday today.
Aye?
Aye.
Is he in this?
No, he's not. But he's not. But planes, trains, and automobiles.
Wow, should have done that today.
We'll have to do that, John Candy and that.
Well, I've just bought the DVD, mate. It was en route. Music Magpie, mate. You can't go wrong. Like.
I'll have a look. I want to get some.
I've got 9 DVDs.
T-shirts.
9 DVDs for £8. Like.
Just a quick one, right? I bought an 80s Back to the Future T-shirt, right?
From HMV.
From HMV, you know, a reliable source.
Yeah, very reliable, very expensive.
I feel like they're just like, it's a good T-shirt, but they've got the print like
too low down.
I might as well.
It's because the top of the poster is sky, and it's the same colour as the T-shirt, so it looks like the poster starts just for the people on the podcast. It should start like closer to your like neck, but because of the sky and the picture being the same colour as the T-shirt, the actual Michael J. Fox image starts closer to the nipples.
Might as well be on my bollocks.
So yeah, it does look like it starts too far down. The guy who like designed the T-shirt should have really looked at that and thought, let's just cut the top of the picture out and move Michael J. Fox.
Put it this way, if I had it on now, you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
J. Fox would be down there. Morning McFly.
Yeah. So the people on the podcast were sat behind the table. People listen to the podcast. Sat behind the table, so Carl's basically pointing to his like belly button area for Michael J. Fox's face.
Kite area.
So Nancy explains to her dad why they were at Tina's house. Obviously, they want to sleep alone due to her nightmares. I wrote their last film.
I thought it was funny because her mum's like, murder's serious, honey. And like she's like, don't you think I know murder's serious?
Yeah. Don't you think I'm not taking her death seriously? Ridiculous that like. But then obviously, so Nancy next day like
goes to school.
No
flies, rucksack, pencil case ready.
Any excuse for me not to go anyway, I take it. Like anyway, do you know what I mean? I remember when I used to when I used to work in the gym, I would wake up and I would like wake up and I'd feel fine, but I would like go I'd be like, oh fuck now. Fall in work straight away. I can't come in the day like I've got a berserk cough. Do you know what I mean? Any excuse for falling sick, I would take it. But so she heads to school after having a big crap with her ma, and she's getting followed. She like sees that guy like watching her. She's like, oh, there's this chump, and then she looks back and he's gone, and then he's gone, which is a bit berserk. She keeps walking, and then Rod pulls her into that bush.
It's not Rod, is it?
No, it was a different bloke, but Rod pulls her into this bush, has a big crack. Yeah, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh, so the guy would have been the lieutenant's.
Explains his innocence to her basically. Just explains what happened. Like it was berserk moment. Blah blah blah.
I didn't do it.
Aye, and then
he's barefooted, isn't he? Black leather jacket, knee top on.
Aye, jeans. Pretty cool, to be fair. But
outside as well.
Aye. Excuse me. Oh, bless me, falling sick. Aye, and then obviously John Saxon pops out the bush with his gun. He's like, stop, hold it right there.
Aye.
So like Rod shits himself, runs out of the street, legs it, like you say, with his bare feet. Copper car cuts him off, he turns round and the car cuts him off, and then they've got him back to rights. Goes to jail. And Tina goes to see him in jail.
Couple of matches.
And basically just like talk to Rod about like what actually happened. So he started telling her the crack, and then said since then he started having them berserk dreams. What does he say again? He was like, men have nightmares too, or something like that, didn't he? Oh no, that's early on, he says that. But he explains that he's been having these berserk dreams.
What, is this where Rod's in the cell?
Aye. That's funny, I put Tina sees Rod in the cell, and we know it's actually not, it's Nancy. So obviously Nancy, like, he basically explains that he's having these nightmares now as well. And Nancy, like, shits herself and, like, runs. He's like going, what I said? And she just bolts.
Aye, because that's, like, 3 of them now having these.
Aye, and Tina's obviously, like, been murdered by this guy because obviously he's explained the crack. I don't think you've actually seen Nancy have a Krueger dream yet. It was all Tina having the dream. That's why I thought she was going to be the main, like, person.
Aye, because we haven't did that school scene yet, how it which turns around.
Nah.
So where's it go from there?
So, dream Nancy, hold on. Alright, so basically, Glenn gets into Nancy's room, because obviously they live across the road from each other, so Glenn, like, fucking knocks on that bedroom window. And she's like, come in, that, blah, 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 and she goes, look, like, you need to do us a solid here. I'm gonna go, this is the joke you actually cracked, 2 black girls talking, that scene, and you went,
oh, you as long as you keep watch.
Aye, I'm gonna go to sleep, you keep watch kind of thing. You say, oh, I knew about that. It makes you laugh though, because she's absolutely shattered, right, all day, every day, because she's not going to sleep. Why do they wait until night time to get something to keep watch?
Do it for the day.
Do it through the day. Like they do later when they go to the doctor's thing. Do it through the day. And like Glenn, Johnny Depp. It's funny I have to say Johnny Depp because that's who it is. Glenn would be able to stay, if it's 12 o'clock midday, he'd be able to sit and watch it. And if she starts having a raj dream, give her a backhand.
Does Freddy only come at night, like?
Mostly. That was an Aliens reference. No, whenever you're asleep. If you fall asleep, Freddy will come.
Oh, aye, because she's in the class with it, ain't she?
Aye, exactly, yeah. So anyway, so obviously he falls asleep as well on the chair.
Aye, because she's like, keep watch.
Aye, keep watch. She falls asleep, and then I dream she's like to Johnny Depp, like, to Glenn, sorry, are you keeping watch? He's like, yeah, I mean, he hides behind a tree, and then obviously like her little like dream like unfold basically, and she basically goes to the prison in a dream.
Oh, and sees Rod.
And sees Rod, and Rod's basically like about to be attacked by Freddy.
And she's shouting back to like Glenn.
And she's like screaming like Glenn, and she's screaming at Freddy. And then Freddy realises she's there, so changes his attention to her and starts chasing her in her dream. So it's obviously one of them things where the dream universe, similar to the Marvel universe, is obviously just all one universe. Do you know what I mean? So like when you're asleep and I'm asleep, obviously we're having our own dreams, but it's one of them kind of things. Like if we could have a text conversation, or meet a brother HQ, we could. That's the impression it gives you. Like it's all one universe. Well, that's the impression I got from that scene anyway. So that's when Freddy chases her, and then she like runs back to her house, and then she's running up the stairs, and the stairs like turn to like
like cement mush. Kind of thing, like
like cream, like mush under her feet, and she can't get up the stairs. We've all had that though. I don't know if you have. I've had it. I've had the dream
where you can't run quick.
Where you can't run quick. Like we've all had that one, but I've had the dream where you can't get up the stairs fast enough. And if as you're getting so far up, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. They like go like they just suddenly just go poof into like a slide, and then you slide all the way back down to the bottom again. You've had that
I've never had that one. No.
Oh,
I've just had not people.
I've had that, and I'm trying to like run a bit like the travelator on Gladiators. I'm trying to get up it.
Oh, and keep falling.
And I just keep falling. I can't get down. And ironically, right, how hilarious is this? The guy who's chasing us is always just walking slowly, Michael Myers style, and this is hilarious. And it's Michael Jackson from the Thriller video.
Oh, who's chasing you?
Who's chasing us every time. My kids used to have just quickly.
It's just a movie.
Little boys.
Oh Christ!
We'll not go into that. It's probably Michael Jackson fans.
Crossed the line with that one, but
anyway. My kid used to have a poster on a wall, and it was Michael Jackson from the Thriller video. But it was from the Bad video actually. He had the black leather jacket on that, and before his like colour transition, and he was looking right at the camera. So when people look right at the camera in the photo, if you move left or if you move right,
he's still watching it.
The eyes follow you.
Christ,
berserk.
I used to have that original video, you know.
Jesus.
And oh god, it hurts.
That's crazy.
Don't know about any listeners, like I bet a lot of us had like 80s memorabilia. Like you've seen Back to the Future 2 before in here.
I did,
like
the VHS.
And like you said, it said colour on it.
Aye, if you open it up on the actual VHS, it says colour. That is berserk.
Aye, but like a lot of us had it and just got rid of it. Not thinking like a lot of us would have nostalgia years later. I'd be online talking about it, you know.
That's it.
But I had those Freddy Krueger stuff when I was younger. It's gone.
That would be worth a lot of money now, like. So I saw
especially them posters.
So that Michael Jackson picture I used to put the shits up with, and ever since then, that's been the guy that chases in my dreams. Which is ironic because I was a kid at the time and it was Michael Jackson chasing.
Rest he's gone now, he's dead.
Well, so was Freddy Krueger. But so anyway, we're half an hour in, yeah. So
it's a 90-minute movie, mate.
91-minute movie, that's right. So
magic.
Nancy, luckily Nancy set her alarm, which wakes her up, and she goes off at the Glen for falling asleep, and she's like, you had one job and you fell asleep, you shit. It's so funny. She like smacks his leg, you shit. And
then I thought he ran off, like getting told off, but you said the man was coming.
You hear an alcoholic man coming, and so she hoists him out the window, and she sees like a feather flying out the windows, which the feather was part of her dream because Freddy like slashes her pillows. So she kind of thought, why is there a feather?
Usually that's when people like think, oh, it's a feather, like that means my nana's watching.
But this time obviously it was because it was from a dream. So that's when because of a dream, just like, right, however, we need to go to the copper station. So they rush to the copper station, to see Rod, basically, and they go to the prison and like telling the coppers, we need to go see Rod, and the coppers like, I took the night shift for an easy number, like chill out. Do you know what I mean?
Is that when he hung himself?
And then they get to the thing with Jibin, where he didn't hang himself till Freddy hangs him.
Aye.
Makes it look like a suicide. Just quickly as well, for the potential viewers of this video, I don't think the end of the podcast is going to be recorded because I think we're going to run out of time on the video. But people listening, not for you to worry about.
Do you? How do you think we're going to run out on this?
Because I've got all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and the Halloweens on my phone. The memory's not. I haven't got much memory left, and I've only got time for a 55-minute video. We're already on 31 minutes.
Well, then let's speed it up. Come on. People have shit to do.
So obviously, Freddy Krueger obviously has killed Rod and made it look like a suicide. So people, again, think Rod's obviously guilty of the Tina murder and he's killed himself as a result.
Oh, right, aye.
Which therefore, like, makes Nancy look like a nutter, basically. So she's still going with Freddy and blah, blah, blah. And then also obviously when Rod's funeral. So after Rod's funeral, Nancy's basically stood with her mum and dad outside the mum's car, and she's like saying, "Look, it wasn't Rod." She's like hammering home, "It wasn't Rod." And then this is the first time she actually describes Freddy Krueger, and both her mum and dad's faces like drop as if they recognise the description.
It's like this has been a part of our past.
So that was the first moment of the film, a big moment of the film, I think, where you think there's something to this.
Is this where the mum tells her in the kitchen?
No, because our mum's still trying to play it down. Our mum's an alcoholic, so our mum's like just very like dismissive of everything. Do you know what I mean? And our dad's a copper who doesn't believe like this kind of shit. It's like Fred Krueger's dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, get over it. So that's when our mum takes it to the hospital to kind of like get her dreams analysed.
Oh, he's just hooked up in that.
Interesting fact: the guy who plays the doctor later does the voice of Roger Rabbit, which I thought was pretty cool.
I've seen that in pictures.
Aye.
Roger Rabbit, aye.
That's one of my favourite films as a kid.
That was the second film I seen at the pictures. The first one was Time Bandits, about a group of dwarfs.
Aye.
Not many people know that film, like. Some will, but like.
The first time I ever experienced the horn was Roger Rabbit. Fucking Jessica Rabbit. I used to fucking love Jessica Rabbit when I was a kid.
Jessica Rabbit horn.
Oh, Jessica Rabbit horn.
Nice.
She pulls Bob Hoskins in by his tie. Oh. Anyway, I love to patty cake with that. So I can't wait to review that. Roger Rabbit.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, so anyway, so Nancy goes to sleep at the sleep clinic. She's all like wired up to everything, blah blah blah. And they're watching the numbers. Everything's normal. All of a sudden, all the numbers spike. The little what's it called? The little needle starts scratching all over the place, like the results and that. And then she's obviously being attacked. And then obviously that's when she has like the scratches appear on her arm. And then she wakes up. And she's got Freddy's hat in her hand. Oh. And that's when she realises if she grabs something and wakes up as she's got a hold of it, she can bring it back through with her.
Class.
And that's when she starts. But no, again, still people don't believe her. Where do you get the dirty hat from?
Well, you wouldn't, would you?
Well, no, you wouldn't. I was going to say so annoying, but you wouldn't. I mean, there's a character on the third one, this doctor woman. Oh my god, I want to punch her in the mouth. Anyway, that's when she would. So that's when you go back to the house and Nancy and her mum are having an argument about Fred Krueger, and that's when her mum's like, "Look, you can't come for you, man. Fred Krueger's dead." That's when her mum first basically tells her the crack about Fred Krueger.
In the kitchen.
Because How cute's this? Freddy Krueger's wrote Freddy Krueger on the inside of his hat.
Look, his name's on it.
So Nancy's like, who's Fred Krueger kind of thing? The Fred Krueger.
But I'm sure the mum says, that's what dead, honey, I killed him. That's when
she tells the story of basically Fred Krueger used to kidnap kids, take them in the boiler room. I think it was 20 kids, I'm sure it was 20. Take them in this boiler room and murder them. Brutal backstory for Fred Krueger. Nice, but then, a bit like law-abiding citizen, to be fair, mate, he goes to, like, he gets caught, goes to the trial process, and somebody fucks up the paperwork, he gets free for murdering all these kids, and that's why they take justice into their own hands.
Good film, that.
And burn him down, and burn him to the ground, basically. So obviously, even though he's banked the rights, because he's just a dirty bastard. Well, actually, he's the bastard son of 100 maniacs. That's on the third one, but that's what he is, basically. His man was raped, like, by 100 men, and he was, like, the product of it. So, obviously, like, could be anyone's dad or whatever. So, obviously, he's, like, a bad guy. Not that makes you a bad guy. You know what I mean? Didn't have a hole here.
I was just thinking, what is he talking about? What's next?
It's because I watched the third one yesterday, mate, so I'm very, like...
I'm just trying to get through this first one.
The third one's in my fucking head. Anyway, so, obviously, he's a bad dude. And they burned his house down, and obviously... You know, he's banked rights, that's what I was going to say, sorry. You know, he's banked rights and he should have been in prison. They've killed him. Because he's just a dick, he's come back and thought, right, I'm going to kill your kids as well, kind of thing, because he's just that bad of a guy. That's what that point I was getting to. So, yeah, explains he's dead, so it can't be him, blah, blah, blah. Because like you were saying, mate, you wouldn't believe someone, like...
No, so is this when she's at school now?
Getting attacked in your dream. Well, not because that's when she gets taken down to the basement. I think we're past the school scene.
Okay.
Apologies, mate. I didn't make note of that because I reckon it's atrocious and it pisses off.
Sorry.
We'll discuss it afterwards though, because there is like a bit we'd like to mention in that part. Let's just mention it now.
Basically, she's obviously just at the school, she's asleep, isn't she, like in a nightmare. Aye. But the teacher is the lass from like the old wife, isn't she, from is she in the
Insidious.
Insidious, aye. She's in a few horrors here.
Aye, she is. Is she one of the Conjurings as well?
She's in Poltergeist. You're not the one, the little wife probably should have...
No, she's not the little wife of Poltergeist. They're here.
Not her.
No, it's not her. That's like a proper little old wife.
Oh,
aye. She's off Insidious though. She's the wife of
aye, she's the main
of all the Insidiouses. I'm sure she's one of the Conjurings as well. I'm not sure.
But she's the teacher in this film.
Aye, she was. Like I remember when.
But ironically, she's just been a teacher. She's got nothing to do.
Aye, it's a very small part. That's why she's not in notes.
That might have been a little taste of horror.
Aye, might have been.
She liked the horror.
Aye, might have been. To be fair, she nailed the scene. She was actually quite a good actress in that moment. But then that's obviously when Nancy like wake herself up from her nightmare in that bit. Burns her arm in the pipe, and then she wakes up with a burn.
Good move.
I probably should have mentioned that, to be fair, but I just didn't. Because she wakes up screaming, mate. It did me head in. Like, terrible acting. Anyway, that's when Nancy's mum takes her to the basement, tells her Freddy's story, like was said, and then shows her she's still got his glove in like this like
oh yeah,
like a chimney thing in it. What they call them? Shows him the glove.
She's got his old glove.
Aye, straight away when she sees it, she's like, fucking hell, do you know what I mean? And then that goes to the next scene where Nancy basically is on the phone to Glenn and she's like, look, meet us at midnight on the doorstep or whatever, and don't fall asleep. And then obviously he does. He's got his headphones on, music blasting. I don't know if you notice this as well, but Nancy does it when she's watching the telly. She brings the telly and puts it like right in front of her bed. And Johnny Depp does it. He's actually got the TV on his bed as he's watching it. Do you notice that?
No.
Aye, like Johnny Depp's like lying on the bed, music blasting in his ears, with a teddy like on the bed like that, just like sat watching it.
Class.
Aye. But
he's colour black and white.
It doesn't show you what's on the screen.
Probably black and white.
Aye. It's funny actually because he says something funny actually, Johnny Depp, because he's watching his mum goes, oh, what are you watching? He's like going, oh, like Miss Topless America or something like that. And she goes, oh, how can you hear it with headphones on? He went, it doesn't matter what they're saying.
Class.
Something like that. Funny like.
I saw black and white TV.
I so did I. You had to get up and change the channel.
Aye.
Same.
Still watching a snooker.
Aye.
No, I'm joking. That was black and white.
I was going to say.
You couldn't tell the colours, could you?
I was thinking that, like. So then obviously, he does fall asleep, and then obviously that's when you have the demise of Johnny Depp. Glenn. I keep calling him Johnny Depp, funny that, isn't it?
Oh, in the bed.
Aye, he gets sucked into the bed, and then just blood just fucking spurts all over the ceiling.
Aye, it's a good little...
It's a good death scene.
Aye, death scene, like, you know.
Same, still again though, you don't see Freddy, I'm sure you don't see Freddy Krueger in Glenn's sleep, or Glenn's dreams.
Nah.
He just dies.
Easy ride till the end. Bang.
Aye.
Clean, quick death.
Aye, it was like really quick. You just get I can imagine if I'd have watched it when I was younger, like back then, like if I was like of age at the time, going to bed might have been a chore for a while.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just going to sleep in general because of Krueger, but then just the thought of being sucked into the.
I don't think we mentioned like the famous like how Freddy looks. He obviously wears the hat. We've said that. He's got the claw.
He's got the red and green jumper.
It's the red and green jumper. That's the famous sort of.
Well, that's why he's got a burnt face.
Look at it.
He gets burnt. He gets burnt alive.
Burnt red face.
Aye.
It's just the famous jumper.
It's a very famous jumper. Like
it is. Where we're now on the.
Sorry, mate. I was having like a moment thinking about his jumper there. I was in probably like Freddy Krueger jumper daydream.
Freddy jumper day.
Aye, Freddy jumper day. We should have.
Well, you not seen LA had a Freddy day or something.
Aye, LA was like the 13th of some month or something, and they called it Freddy Krueger Day because a lot of the scenes were shot there.
And were they kicking off like the?
So a lot of people were kicking off because it's like why would you celebrate Freddy Krueger?
The murderer.
Do you know what I mean? A child murderer at the end of the day, like the bastard son of 100 maniacs. Do you know what I mean? So loads of people kicking off. I don't think they still do it, like, because rightly so as well. It's berserk, isn't it? Like, why would you? So after Johnny Depp dies, Nancy basically like Home Alone's it, didn't she? Booby traps the whole house because that's when she's got the idea. Like, look, if I can bring his hat back, and I can say, and it's the fellas and that came back, I can bring Freddy with us. I'm gonna bring him back, and I'm gonna absolutely like torture him basically. So she shouts at my dad, who's across the road because obviously Johnny Depp's just died. He's just like, in 20 minutes, come over here and break the door down and rah, rah. He's like, aye, near about that kind of thing. And he tells us like, lieutenant or whatever, like, keep an eye on that.
Aye.
His deputy, sorry. So his deputy's like stood there waiting kind of thing, and that's when obviously she goes to sleep after booby trapping the house, and what does it say there? I brings Freddy back from her sleep, and obviously Freddy's actually in the house with her, like not in her sleep, actually in the house with her, and they chase each other around the house. And she like smashes all of her windows and she's like screaming at the lieutenant like, help, the murderer's here.
Aye.
And he just totally just like ignores her. He's like, me notes here say, Dad's deputy once shot for ignoring her calls for help. How hilarious. But he's just like playing it down like massively, and I just thought like,
weird,
but it's one of them, it's the dad's fault because the dad didn't say, look, she's going to call for help soon, go over when she does.
Aye.
It's one of them as well, though. Actually, like, is it her dad's fault? Like, all these kids are getting murdered, and then there's a kid in the window screaming, "The murderer's here!" Like, as deputy police, you think you'd be like, "I best go and investigate that."
Aye, cool.
Do you know what I mean? So anyway, so obviously she's getting ignored, so she runs down to the basement. She sets Freddy alight in the basement, and then finally the dad comes over with like the other coppers and they burst the door down, and she like takes him to the basement and he's not there anymore. When they come back up from the basement, there's fire footprints through the house. He's obviously ran around the house and up the stairs. So they follow the fire footprints up the stairs.
So he's on top of the mum?
Into her mum's room, and he's on top of the mum.
Is he on fire at that point? I'm sure.
Aye, so on fire.
He's having like a mad wrestle.
Aye, so he's like on top of the mum, who's obviously getting burnt alive with him. And then, which I thought was quite like significant, you know, because obviously she burnt him alive. So that was him basically burning her alive, do you know what I mean?
Class.
So the dad throws a blanket over and puts a fire out, pulls it away, and then obviously you see her mum just vanish into like the...
I thought that was the mum gone.
Aye, what it is?
I wish she comes back.
Is that not a dream?
About the end?
That's why it's all like light. Like
weird, isn't
it had to be a dream because Johnny Depp's there. They're all there, Glenn's there, Tina's there, so it has to be a dream.
Because they're all dead.
Aye, because they're all dead.
Fucking hell. I honestly just didn't. There's me how to go to school. Have a nice day.
I know about alive again because Freddy's dead.
But I'm sure did she not comment on the weather as they're going outside? She know it's going to burn off because it was misty, foggy and that.
Aye, burn off.
And I'm sure Johnny Depp like shouts, "What a day" or something like that.
Aye, well, you know it's a dream as well because we'll get there. Aye, so hold on a minute. So
you forget.
Freddy gets out of cover. Blah blah. Nancy defeats Freddy by. Oh, that's it. So obviously the dad and that go out, and she's like, and Nancy's in the room by herself, facing the door, like back of the bed, and she like goes, "Freddy, I know you're there, but I also know your secret." And like that, he's like, he appears, doesn't he? And then he's like, what does he say? Like, I'm going to kill you, bitch, or something like that. And then she goes like, I know the secret. I'm not going to give you any more of my energy.
She turns her back on that.
Aye, she's like, which means you're nothing. Like, he thrives off energy. And then because she says that, he just fucking...
He's gone, he?
Gone, aye. Gone.
Class.
So obviously, the film ends. It's a dream.
But is that the scene where the mum, like, waves...
That's where the man waves goodbye. You know it's a dream because they're all alive again. But also the convertible car, the roof comes over.
It's Freddy's colours.
It's Freddy's colours and the thingamajig and that. And
like it was a chuck.
Johnny Depp, Glenn, so he's like, I don't have control. And then...
and they smack in the window.
They're trying to get out and the car just accelerates off. And that was obviously that fucking berserk scene you mentioned, if you want to fucking...
Obviously, like, Nancy's mum's, like, waving her off, he's smiling and that. And there's, like, a hole, like a window on the front door. It just gets smashed through. I'm sure you see Freddy's face. And it's the most violent pull through a window I've seen. It was like,
she gets dragged through. She did.
Her legs are just fucking...
It is. It's fucking brutal. But that brings her at the end. So, a couple of scenes we didn't mention there, like that one that you mentioned when she like pulls the cross off the thingamajig with Freddy's face, like bends the wall.
It's as if it's like coming from like a wall. Like, it's just like his face.
I didn't fucking make a note of that. Like,
sorry, mate, we're not going to
I need shots.
break it down.
That's what we're saying. Like last time, we're going to start leaving like certain scenes. So that if you do go to watch it after this podcast, there are certain parts.
We'll have left the odd one out.
You can still enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Like that would have been but I've mentioned it now, so anyway.
Some people like it though. Some people do like it when you break, but sometimes you forget, mate.
So the way the film ended, just quickly, I thought it was good because it was like you think Freddy's defeated, but then that happened, and it made you kind of like think, is he defeated?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because obviously she's still having the nightmares about it and stuff like that.
But overall, like Robert Englund was a good person to play Freddy, wasn't he?
He wasn't meant to be the original part.
I was saying some couple of
some English bloke. I can't remember his name now. Like
John. John Dalton.
John Krueger. This is the infamous song. I can imagine that would have been terrible.
It was freaky, mate. As a youngin.
It is terrible. I think it still is. Grab your crucifix.
I want a crucifix in my room, innit? Know that?
You do, aye, cause it with crucifix in the room. Homemade.
Aye. Imagine.
Class. So I thought I'd play that again. I'll play it at the end of the podcast anyway, like, but
just Freddy in the 80s.
I might play that at the start, actually.
That was the main... He was just the main horror guy when he dominated the 80s for the...
Aye. Him and Michael Myers.
What about for me, like?
What about Jason Voorhees? Did he not Friday the 13th?
Dunno, but for me it was Freddy. Dominated and had his posters and that, and had it still awesome. At the awesome. At one point.
I bet that claw that you had is the same one I saw in that shop.
Probably.
And obviously not the exact same one, but
I think I told you, like me brother, he dressed up as Freddy Krueger, maybe his last Halloween before, because his daughter was going out and she was like, "No, Dad, you're not going to dress up."
Aye.
And like they're knocking on the door and that, and like the guys were like giving the bear and stuff, and they're like, "Here you go, Freddy."
Aye.
Tell our kid, our kid was having a little chuckle, like.
It's well, there you go. So there you go, like all these random doors he's knocking on, people recognise him.
One year when I was a kid, I was dressed up as and I was wrapping this up by the way. Legion of Doom, remember that WF wrestling?
Aye.
Like the spikes coming out of the shoulders.
Hulk animal.
Aye, that was class. That was one made by our kid.
Aye.
But that's a wrap for Freddy Krueger.
That is a wrap for Freddy Krueger one.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
I don't think we'll visit the rest of them.
Nah.
If I'm honest.
If any, it would be Dream Warriors, wouldn't it?
We're definitely not doing the second one because
I would take a break from Freddy.
We'll take a break from Freddy. We might come back to it in like a couple of years' time, but I'm not interested in.
Well, I like the enthusiasm. Though you think we've got a few years in this podcast. I like it.
I do, mate. I've got belief. I think what we offer is bespoke.
Our reputation precedes us.
Aye, it does. So yeah, that's all from us here at Brother to Brother. Thank you for listening. Quick bit correspondence. Can I nail it again? Email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com. Follow us or tweet us at b2bmoviepod on Twitter. Check out the video version of this podcast if you want something easy on the eyes. In fact, you know what I didn't do earlier? I didn't tell them all of the things we're available on, so I didn't nail it. God damn. Check us out on YouTube, Brother to Brother 80s and 90s Movie Podcast. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can be the first to know when a podcast has gone live. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all good podcast vendors. That was the part I missed out earlier.
Oh.
I will get it one day, guys. I will get it one day. But other than that, that's a wrap from us here, the brother.
Where is John Saxon?
But yeah,